Have you ever heard of the saying, failure is the mother of success? We've all had moments where we feel defeated and hopeless. But what helps us escape that toxic environment and get back on track? Determination. It's a big word, right? We all grew up learning about it, but living it is a totally different story. I like to see determination as the wise old grandma in your head. She might be a bit annoying sometimes, always telling you what to do, giving you mental pep talks, and hyping you up. But despite how simple it sounds to just fall and get back up, why do so many people still struggle with it? Because alongside determination lies laziness, self-doubt, and the habit of overthinking. However, let me share a story that might shed some light. Hello, my name is Kelan. I'm an 8th grader at SHSID and a passionate ballerina, debater, cheerleader, figure skater, and musician. Over the past few years, I've explored my potential and the things I really cherish within life. This love, along with determination, has pushed me to become who I am today. Especially in my ugly duckling to elegant swan ballet journey. When I was 5, I watched a performance that completely changed my personality and ignited a love for the art of performance and expression. From that moment on, I dreamt of becoming a ballerina, confident and graceful, just like the ones I saw on stage. My passion for ballet was so obvious that my mom eagerly signed me up for lessons with my 2 best friends. I was over the moon, imagining myself in tutu dresses and pointe shoes, doing pirouettes and spiraling through the air. However, reality had a very, very different plan. Instead of an elegant tutu, I showed up in a tight, awkward leotard that made me look shorter and wider. And instead of learning how to show off our splits, we were taught how to straighten our legs, press our fingers together, and put our hands high up in the air. To 6-year-old me, this was all excruciatingly boring, and I had absolutely no motivation for weekly ballet classes at all. In my 2nd and 3rd years of ballet, we decided to prepare for examinations. I despised the fixed and controlled nature of the movements and variations we were forced to learn. So I didn't treat it very seriously, as it was boring, painful, and ugly. I then realized how much hard work and passion went into the performances I had seen when I was 5. They made it look so easy, but when I tried to do half the things they did, I looked like a duck trying to catch a mosquito with its feet. This left me with 2 options: to give up or to keep going. But this time, do it to become a role model and not just follow one. With a positive mindset, determination pulled me out of the evil arms of laziness and pushed me back on track, pushing my body to its full potential. Everything went relatively well for the next few years until adolescence hit. Suddenly, my whole perspective on ballet changed. I started gaining a lot of weight and feeling insecure about my dancing abilities. There was even a point where I felt embarrassed about being a ballerina, and I refused to go on stage. Whenever I was in a leotard, I would look at my body, then at my peers. Seeing the physical advantage they had over me, I felt helpless and self-conscious. My competitors always seemed flawless and perfect, and I felt like I was never going to be able to beat them or have a breakthrough at all. Everything I did just seemed like a waste of time. And of course, the worst always happens when you're at your lowest. My teacher challenged me to do double pirouettes, a skill I'd always dreamt of acquiring. Yet my insecurities and uncertainties made me dread it. The following weeks were terrible. I devoted hours and hours into training, wiping away tears of frustration so my teacher wouldn't notice. Yet all of this only left me with a pair of broken flats, sore feet, and a very angry teacher. Month after month, and I still couldn't master this skill. Days were counting down as the competition came close. However, my mother's encouragement helped me regain my confidence. I knew this would be the last time I doubted my own abilities. Finally, after a year and a half of hard practice, I mastered my double pirouettes and started working on my triple. I accumulated all my techniques and challenging movements into my newest variation. With this dance, I got a whopping 9.54 out of 10, near perfect score from the judges in the recent March Taolibe. Today, as I look back, I realized that my ballet journey isn't just about perfecting pirouettes or looking pretty on stage. It was about pushing myself to my full potential, and every time I faced a setback, I was able to learn something new about myself. I learned to embrace my insecurities, embrace my imperfections, and work on them. I learned that it's okay to fail, as long as I stand back up again. My initial failures taught me that my journey in ballet was not just about the ballerinas I admired had also faced the struggles and challenges I faced. At some point, there were also the ugly ducklings that were crying in the ballet classroom because they couldn't do pirouettes, because they couldn't do splits. But today, they are this amazing because they have trained for hours and days and years in life. They make their performances look so easy because they have learned things the hard way. This realization helped me accept my own flaws and see them as opportunities for growth rather than failures and failures. Each challenge I faced, from mastering the basics to dealing with adolescence, built my resilience. I learned that determination isn't just about pushing through the hard times, but also about bouncing back harder than ever before. Ballet taught me the importance of finding my own path. Instead of constantly comparing myself to my peers, I started focusing on my own progress and setting reasonable goals for myself. For instance, instead of wishing to lose 5 kilograms in the matter of a week, I would promise myself to go to the ballet classroom, practice 5 times a week to maintain stability and physical exercise. Just like John Legend said in his song, "All of Me," all your perfect imperfections, and even when I lose, I'm winning. I learned to appreciate my journey and the growth that came along with it. Today, I branch out my strengths, learn new skills, and explore new fields. I magnify my weaknesses and push myself to my full potential. Utilizing my flexibility, I opted into figure skating, and using my coordination and dancing skills, I explored cheerleading. Everything is hard, and failure is unavoidable, but each failure is only a stepping stone to success and a better version of yourself. No matter how big the challenge or setback is, remember, determination is the wise grandma in your head, helping you overcome obstacles and giving you the best advice. Although easier said than done, before I end my talk, I'd just like to remind everyone to be determined and stay determined. Thank you.